record, then excellent. If I might switch off my video at some point, because I think that might just help me with bandwidth and whatever. But for now, I'll just start with video being on. Good. So I think we're recording. I need to share my screen, and then we can just jam away. Okay. So we're gonna start from the beginning. In the beginning. So I mean, you guys you know by now that we do a very good job with telling a story and just setting the stage, and that's important, because I think we all want to get context around what we are doing and why we are doing it. Allow me just to switch on my light here. That's all. It helps anything. Not sure whether it will help. Oh, okay. I don't know. Whatever. It will help. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But it's okay. That might make me a little bit more visible, but I guess I'm not really the subject of the day. So, this special event, we are doing it to empower and to, impact and to add value to our community. And, that's really why we are doing this thing. So let me just put this into full projection mode. I just want to really, this next few slides, which will probably take about 10-15 minutes maximum. And then after that, Morne will come on board. By then, at least we'll have had a few people joining us. Oh, okay, let me just admit the ones who are coming in. So so we are so privileged to be alive at this point in time. That's what I can say as we start out. We are so privileged to be alive at this point in time in history, to be alive, to be in Africa in particular, and to be connected, as we are, as the internet has allowed us, as all the technologies that have really come to bear in the last couple of years have happened. And now we are on the brink of a major revolution. It's not just the digital revolution. Some have called it the fourth industrial revolution because it's all different technologies. And then a big element of that, which I think is relevant to us and which we should care about, is the internet and the capabilities that now that has in terms of carrying value. For a long time, for its history, the internet just carried information. But now, for the first time in its history, it's able to carry. And in the history of humankind, money can flow through the internet, just like that. So, and that's why we are doing these events, to try to stimulate our thinking, to inspire us, to challenge us, to say, are we seeing the opportunity? Are we aware of what is standing right before us? Are we aware of this moment, and are we rising to the occasion? So for those of you who have been in the community, it's great that you've been consistent in the sessions we've been having. And thank you so much that you've, labored to learn as much as possible, on this particular phenomenon. And so this is just really us, over the next couple of days, we'll have different people speaking to us today. Today, we are privileged to have Morne, who is going to share as much as he knows. And he's in a few minutes, he will get introduced, and then you'll get to know him. But let me just kind of run the next set of slides. No, I'm going to cover in the next few minutes, just some quick facts about, big picture about Africa that we should know, based on my sentiment that we are really lucky to be alive at this point in time and in this continent and in touch with all that is happening with it. So the first thing, which is just fresh off the press that has come out recently, is the whole aspect of crypto, and that the cat is out of the bag. Africa is leading the world in terms of growth. By 20, in the past year alone, 1,200% growth, in crypto adoption. And this is not banks. This is not big people. It's ordinary, everyday people in Kenya, in Nigeria, in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Namibia, in all these different countries. The last mile is being touched eventually. So it's not a question of, that is not happening. This revolution is happening right before our own eyes. And I think this is important for us to know as an important, as a starting point. Now, in terms of the stats also, so Forbes actually just published this information, the first point that I just shared, is that Kenya and Nigeria are leading and among the highest users in terms of P2P. And this is global. Now, part of the reason why this has happened is because of the recent restrictions we've had by governments, by banks, to ban use of cards. And then people have resorted to P2P because you don't need permission from anyone when you're using P2P. So these countries have shown great numbers of people using these services, telling you, you cannot really stop the revolution. This revolution is owned by the people, and it's happening. And whether the establishment likes it or not, it's actually happening. And people are really stepping into the game. Now, the other thing to note is that South Africa, where a good number of us are based, is a leader. It has quite a number of a vast ecosystem. It has exchanges here. It has people who are investing, institutions, not just individuals that are really investing in this. And in fact, innovating coins, Civic Coin and a bunch of others which are solving big problems are listed on exchanges. So there's quite a lot happening here in South Africa as well that it's important for us to know. The other point which I think I'm going to mention just as a way of opening is the fact that across the continent, we have leading platforms. Some of them you're familiar with. We've talked about some of these ones in our sessions. The likes of Luno, Altcoin Trader, the likes of Remitano in Namibia, in Nigeria, the likes of Paxful, local Bitcoins, and so on. So this thing is happening. And it's important for us to know that these innovations are right here. And I think, I've said that we should look beyond coins. We should think about which are the emerging companies of the future, so that even if you are going to buy their shares, you are beginning to see which ones are emerging. And of course, regulated and all of that. And then the last one, which I think I couldn't leave out, is the fact that we also take the cap. Interestingly, this in terms of scams, MTI, I think you guys are familiar, right? You heard about MTI. We take the cap also. In terms of scamming people of money, this was quite a huge one. I think it's about, is it $100,000 or something like that? And then the young boys who just cleaned people here, as much as about $3 billion is quoted as having been lost recently, I think in May or something like that. So that tells you that the good and the bad coexist at the same time. So we're not going to pretend, and I know Morne is also going to keep it real. We're not going to pretend that if you don't close your eyes, you're not careful, that your money will not really disappear. But that does not mean that this is not a real opportunity. I think it's very important to calibrate that. So I'm just going to share the next slide, and then I think in a short while, we're going to just move over to Morne. Now, why is Africa ready? I have 5 reasons, 3 main ones. The first one is that this is a continent of young people. In fact, north of 70% are actually very, very young, probably below 20 years of age across the continent. It's the youngest continent in the world. Then most of these are actually tech-savvy individuals, and they are hungry. I mean, we don't have jobs. You look at the unemployment rate across any country in Africa, and you just see that as a statistic that is really, really tells you that people are, and they are well educated actually. So these people are well educated, they are well learned, they've gone to school. So there's a huge abundance of young talent, young people looking for opportunity. And I can just tell you that absolutely this revolution is ripe, because these young people are looking for opportunities, and crypto is one of those opportunities. Now, the second one is the most powerful constituency, also known as the diaspora. Africa has a really thriving diaspora that contributes a large percentage. You can see those hands. They are from all around the world. People sending money to relatives, people sending money to local economies. And obviously, again, it's very painful if you're using Western Union or MoneyGram or any of those traditional methods. And now crypto is an option, because it's just, at the speed of email, if you will, you can be able to send money from one end of the world to at the other. Now, the third one, which I think is quite a strong reason, and I think for all of us to think about, is the question around our economies and our currencies and our politics. I call it junk economics. Why? Because most of our currencies are highly, number one, they're inflationary by design. So most of our currencies across Africa have lost value and continue to lose value. Even the dollar does lose value. in terms of over time, but it's not the same compared to the rest of us because it's obviously still a reserve currency. So if you look, I mean, Sudan, their currency, inflation rate north of 100%. Zimbabwe, we all know the story there. And the rest of the countries, really, none of them is safe. So you lose the value of your investment or your earnings or whatever the case if you keep it in just fiat money as we know it. So I think those are the three strong points. I mean, I'm just going to touch on two more, and then I'm going to go into the introduction of, our guests today, and then we'll just really let him carry on and share what he can share with us. So I needed to clean up this slide a bit. It's okay. So I think this point is around us moving value again cross-border. So that's an opportunity. Yes, we're familiar with mobile money and all of that. But again, that's just one use case. You can use it within your country, but as you move across borders, it begins to be tricky. Then this is really a wonderful, wonderful use case where crypto comes in. And then the last one is Africa has done certain amazing things. We all are familiar, or most of us are familiar with innovations like M-Pesa. We are familiar of innovations like out of Stellenbosch. This it's called Mobic Hubs or something. There's a funny name it has, just a three-wheeled fully electric vehicle for mobility. Maybe Morne will tell us about it because you're closer to it. You're in Cape Town. And then, yeah, there's something called leapfrogging. I just put that picture for fun, which we are known because we don't really have a lot. We don't have a lot of infrastructure. And this is an opportunity for us to really reinvent and innovate ourselves. Again, this is just to say we are ready and Africa is ready for the revolution. The question is, are you ready? Are you ready for the revolution? I hope the answer is to the affirmative. And I hope, these sessions will actually be helpful for you, even as you continue your journey as Morne shares. So again, you've seen this flyer over the last couple of days or weeks. In the next few days, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we have this set of speakers. Today, actually, we have Morne in the room. He's warming up. He's going to unmute shortly and then speak to you guys. I think, I think I just want to, maybe before I do and introduce Morne, which I want to do in a minute, I just want to try to see whether I can do this poll thing. Maybe Morne, just unmute yourself and say hello as I try to get this change over screen and then just share this this thing here. Morne, go ahead. If people can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, can you guys hear? I can hear.
Okay, hi, I'm Morne. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. So I work for, I'm a Binance Angel. Just been voted as Africa's Angel of the Year. And I'm just going to be tell you a little bit of background and a little bit of crypto. I'm not going to go into analysis, but I'll just give you a little heads up and you see, we must be ready for this revolution.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Morne. And thanks for the guys who've joined. Thank you for joining. I think, let me see whether, so maybe let me just ask this because it's important because I also want to make sure that Morne can have a very effective session. Just in terms of, I think most of us are fairly familiar. So so Morne, maybe just for your own benefit, most of the guys here are familiar with crypto to some level. So I think you can jump right into the value adding sides of it. You can go ahead, tell us your story, your background, and really just, take us through your journey, why, you're doing what you're doing. And of course, I mean, you've just mentioned even the, the Angel Africa Award, which you've told me the background. Just tell us how you got that. And also just really, take it, man, share as much as you can. I think the next 30, 40 minutes, feel free just to share. And then we'll, after that, we'll actually just take questions. And you guys feel free, if there's any questions that you want to ask, please feel free to use the chat. I'll be at hand, Bianca will be at hand, the rest of the team, Jeremy and them will just be we'll be monitoring and seeing. And just to mention, we are streaming live onto Facebook as well. And I know people will still be joining us as we go along the feed. So I think take it away, Morne. Feel free. The people here they know about crypto, most of them. You can just introduce yourself, your story, your journey, and everything, and anything really that you want to share, including those very amazing hacks that you have and the secrets that we need to hear. Cool. Go for it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, as I said, I'm Morne from South Africa, Cape Town. My journey started in 2012 when I was doing the indices, normal the currencies and that sort of trading. But I noticed that I wasn't very good at this, or I didn't have the training for it. And mostly as people tell you, you must do that one, put money in there. And most of the time you lost your money because it's actually a system that if you're not there where it's being done and know the people and you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lose your money. And then I did some research and I saw this cryptocurrency blockchain Bitcoin. And at that time it was a few cents. I looked at it and I waited. Here about 2012, 2013, I decided, no, I'm not going to do this Forex trading anymore because it's not doing anything for me. And it's just, you have to spend all your time there. Then I looked into this Bitcoin and I thought to myself, this is a cryptocurrency. And what is crypto? What is a blockchain? It's new technology. It's like the internet. And at that time, it was $612 a Bitcoin. And I thought, okay, it's quite expensive. I thought that time to just purchase it outright. So I went into mining it, Galaxy mining, where you get gigahash and you can actually say 10,000, 20,000 you put in, you get gigahash, you earn as you're mining. And I saw that went well, much better than the Forex trading. Still didn't know much about cryptocurrency and blockchain and all these different things. But this looked good. And I made some returns. Of that returns, as my journey went on, I actually noticed exchanges. And I saw these stories of people making big, huge amounts of money with, futures and going long, going short, and all this stuff. And I tried that once or twice, and I saw also, look, if you're not a whale is someone who's got huge amounts, and they can actually stop losses, and take profit, and they can do a lot of things. So they can actually keep up. And I thought to myself, no, and I went to exchanges, and I went from one exchange to another exchange, and like you mentioned, a lot of scams that happened. People send me this, and you can spot the scam easily. If there's different levels, it goes down to level 10, and you can earn so much percentage, it's a scam. If your return is too good to be true, anything that's too good to be true, it is a scam. So there's a few ways you can actually, your gut will tell you this is too good to be true. So you know it's a scam. But I guess everyone has been caught. Then I went on my journey 2012, 2013, 2014. I started using exchanges. And I started learning more about the blockchain and what it actually is. And how I can explain what the regulation is. If I can explain to you, many years ago, the first time an automobile was made, the people liked it. The people climbed into the automobile and they drove off. They didn't go 100 meters and the whole thing fell apart. It's new. They fixed it a little bit, and then they saw, okay, now they can drive 100 meter, 200 meter, and a kilometer. But now they saw that problem here, because now everyone is driving on all sides of the roads, and we need roads for this. So they made roads. Then they saw there's another problem now. The people's banging into each other, so they made safety belts. So just to explain that in a short way, that is what regulations is about now. It's like something new that was just created, and there's nothing to regulate it. And then, the stop signs came, big lights came, and it's an ongoing process. It's the same with crypto, same with blockchain. It's an ongoing process. So we shouldn't be scared of regulations. It's just to regulate it so it can be more open and more accepted. And yes, you guys are here now, whoever's here now and started now, we're only starting. This is only the beginning of a great journey. It is the internet money. I mean, they send Bitcoin to the moon in less than a few seconds. So if we're going to do space travel one day, how are we going to take fiat money up to space? So we can do the same with cash in transit. So where the scams also come in, even with traditional money, fiat money, it's losing its value. And everything has got a good side and a bad side. Depends on how you use it. So even with fiat money, there's bad sides to it. There's good sides to it. Same with Bitcoin. And what I've noticed, most of my clients, they tell me that most of them are young and they can't tell their parents that they're making amounts of money with NFTs and with the cryptocurrencies, because the parents, they think they're still in that mindset that Bitcoin is in a black market, but it's not a black market. It's just the way that people use it in everyday life. You can use anything for good or bad. You can be a doctor. You can use your skill for good or bad. Okay, so that my journey went on. I went on to join a few exchanges, and I noticed that just doing straight out and wanting to be rich straight out, some whales can do that, but I saw that there's much more better opportunities doing this. So if you hold a coin or a token for long term, you can make money. If you do farming, if you do residual income, if you do passive income, you can make money. Okay, it takes a little bit of time. It can be fast, but this is a way to do it with no risk. And this is how I try and do my journey. And so 2.5 years ago, I got to Binance, and I saw that this is a good regulated company. I mean, the owner, CZ, is always online, is always available. It's not hiding behind bushes and scaling away and stuff like that. And yeah, I joined up there. I became an angel about 1.5 years ago. And that is where the journey started, with just doing on exchanges, just keeping coins, just holding coins, not going in all the time like I did, going futures and losing money, and the price goes down, the risk is too high. So there's many different ways of doing this. So if you're not big, if you're not a whale, you take it as a business, because this is the future. It will be the future. It is the internet. As the internet is evolving, the money is evolving, human beings evolving, space travel is evolving, and you are at the forefront of it. You are at the beginning of it. It's not even there yet. We are still going through the motions in there, and welcome. Yeah. So the best thing to do is to keep your head up, spot the scams, know what you want out of crypto, and how to know. If you can go buy a coin that is worth 0.1 USDC, or a coin that's $1,000 a coin. How would you know if that coin is going to make it or not make it? It's the 0.1 and 1,000. So what you do is you go see what's the tokenomics of that coin. What does the coin stand for? What does it represent? What can it do for the community? Because cryptocurrency is by the people, for the people. It's not. It's decentralized. It's not centralized. Centralized is a few little people sitting in one hub, and then everyone else just pushing money in for them to be rich, for them to be wealthy. So decentralized means money by the people, for the people, owned by no entity, owned by no one, and it's borderless. So the best time to get in is now. Start your journey, spot your scams, feel your gut, and yeah, just believe in yourself. Do conferences like this. Ask people who knows about it, who's been in the industry for years, and yeah, you won't go wrong. This is Africa's time and the world's time. So yeah, guys, if there's any questions, you can ask. And yeah, that's just a brief story of my journey. So from 2012 all the way up to 2021, where I am now, Binance Angel and Luno tester. I do testing for Luno. I try and keep up with the newest technology, which you guys should do. And yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Morne. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I think I want to open up to the guys on the floor, and I think I'll start with mine, Morne. That I know, you and I spoke, and you're quite knowledgeable, especially on the Binance platform and what is available. So I'll give you an overview of what I really, what we've covered and what I think most of the guys would have an idea around. So we have quite a number of beginners in our community, meaning who are just getting started, so either they have just started to buy their initial coins or they're just really about to get to that stage. And then there are some of us in the community who are a little bit ahead. So we are familiar with ideas like staking and, we're familiar and beginning to really look at what are the other opportunities which are available, beyond, Bitcoin and Ethereum and the known coins. So I think maybe in the next section, because you have a lot that you really know around Binance, maybe just really, if you can, help us to just highlight, at a high level, or, where we can really see the opportunities and what you think, and what you've seen, because you really work with, you run a community of more than 3,000 people as an angel on a daily basis, and you touch these things and you invest in these things. What is hot out there? What is, what should we look out for, so I think that would be my line of question, and just maybe make a note of that. I just want to open up to the guys, if anybody just wants to, if there's any particular specific question that you want to ask Morne. I know there's already, the team already mentioned that they want to know what has been happening with Binance. Should we be worried? Should we withdraw our coins and things like that? But I don't want to preempt that. I think the guys will unmute themselves and ask that question. Is there anybody who wants to just ask a quick question before Morne goes on the questions that I've just positioned? We'll have enough time to be able to ask. Go ahead, Amanda.
Hi, Morne. So mine is in fact, I have two questions for you. The first one is maybe I think I came in 4 or 5 minutes late. Maybe if you can explain to me, when you say you're a Binance Angel, what does that mean? That's the first one. And the second one, it's a bit more personal. Having been in crypto for a while, maybe let's not talk numbers, but percentage wise, or are you a billionaire now?
That's a good one.
Okay, can I address you first?
Go for it.
We volunteer to help the community to answer questions. We've got direct lines to most of the top people where we're going to escalate any problems that you have. And if you have a problem with some money that is lost, or you sent to a wrong address, or you didn't use BSC address, and just general sort of queries that you have, we are the front line to actually help you before you have to go in and go to the chat, because the chat, they upgraded it, but it's the clients find it very difficult to actually talk, because it's that side, it's a language barrier. So each angel, so you got an angel in that part of the country, you got an angel in that part of the country, and that. So we're actually here to actually assist and help the clients and help them understand the products of Binance and how to use the products. And yeah, we're mostly there for assistance. Okay, and obviously we volunteers. So your next question is, I've been here for a while. So what I've done is I've stopped going with long futures and that sort of thing. So I actually did. I'm very much into farming. I'm very much into dual investment. I'm very much into liquid swap and that sort of things. So yes, over the time, I'll make an example. I bought cake when it was 12 cents. Cake is now standing at, in our money, almost 300 Rand. So obviously, you can think for yourself there. I bought the cake at that. I've pulled it and I've traded it and I farmed it, so it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. So there's quite a lot of, yeah. So I won't say about anything about millionaires and stuff like that. But if you follow it, yeah, you can. With no risk, there is ways to do it, and there's also fast ways to do it with risk or to lose it. But I take it safe. Small little trades with risk, and most of my trades is my long term. That's my passive income, and I mean, yeah, that will generate you income for life. You never have to work again.
Thank you.
Morne.
Pleasure.
Any other questions, guys?
I want to ask something. How long have you been in this game? How long? How many years?
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Are you asking how long he's been? Just go ahead, babe.
Yes. How many years? How many years have you been? Sorry, my name is Phyllis Morne. Pleasure to meet you. Congratulations on your award. Yes, on your award, Angel Binance. Yeah, and my question is, how long have you been in the game? And then another thing, I think you did not answer. You did not answer when someone asked, what is Angel Binance? Maybe I didn't get it right. What is it? As in, is it an award Binance gives you, or if you collaborate with Binance, they give you an award, or if you collaborated with them for a long time? What is it actually? What is it? In a layman's language.
Okay, so Morne, did you get that? I know the line was not very clear. But the question is, I think there's a clarification on what Angel does and what's your association with Binance. And I think the other one was, I think you got the first one.
Yeah. Okay. What? Yeah. Like what an Angel. Like I said before, now Angel, we volunteers for Binance. So we volunteer our time and our expertise on Binance. We do a lot of training by Binance, and then essentially we actually just help people on the community like who's here. If you got any problems, if you got anything that you need help with, we are help. So we are your first line of defense, and if we can't help you, then we can escalate your problem up to higher up and get your results quicker. And so Binance is only 3 years and 2 months old. So I've been with Binance I've been on the site from the beginning, but I've been an Angel for about 1 year and 5 months. Yeah.
Thank you. Excellent. And welcome the new guys who are joining. Jeremy, I think you had raised your hand. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Tim. And thank you, Morne, for availing yourself to brief us and to get us up to speed with what's going on in the world of Binance and crypto in South Africa. We really appreciate your time. And I just wanted to find out, with the current regulatory environment that South Africa has moved into regarding crypto. We saw Tim was presenting earlier with the various scams that are going on. But recently, the whole banking sector deciding to say that people should not buy crypto using credit cards or bank cards. How are people managing? I mean, you are using or you are interfacing a lot with Binance. And myself personally, I started off with Binance in terms of purchasing some coins, but I haven't purchased as of late, especially after that whole announcement was made. Practically speaking, what's going on? What are people faced with in terms of these regulations? How does one still invest using Binance? Just wanted to know more on that one first. Yes, thanks.
Okay, pleasure. Yes, the regulations came in, and it's almost like next to impossible to buy it with straight from your FNB or your apps or like it used to. We could have just bought 300-400 rand and go into the exchange. So the regulations came up, and the nice part about Binance is actually adhering to it. Okay, so we don't have problems with the regulations. We look for ways to improve so that people can still actively trade. So there's a few ways you can use. There's exchanges like Luno where you can put in South African rand, but they only have a limited amount of coins, and you can swap it over, send it to Binance. What most of the clients do also, they already have crypto in Binance, so they keep their crypto and actually just do trades inside of Binance. Okay. Then, like we mentioned, there's P2P, peer-to-peer, which it's growing tremendously. And again, it's even the P2P with this banks stopping us from buying crypto. They're actually telling us that what we should do with our own money, which is, I mean, we thought this would happen, but then there's a solution, peer-to-peer. So we go from, I've got cash, you've got crypto, we can do the trade. So there's places like Valor, and there's many ways around not using your bank account, because what the regulations are actually trying to do is they actually want to see every trade that you make and every transaction you do, and then they just want to monitor all of that. So the banks was told by this government that all over that if you guys are going to continue doing this, then we can shut your bank down. So that's why the banks now stop the card payments. But like I said, there's many ways of getting around it. P2P, Valor, Luno. So we'll just have to be strong, yeah. And what I personally try and do is I try and keep crypto. If I do anything, I try and keep my crypto, and I do my swaps with crypto, and not try and use fiat money, because the money is in your bank account and you can't get it into your exchange. So yeah, use P2P. It's a very good option.
Thank you so much, Morne.
Any other questions?
I would like to ask a question, possibly. I'm not that experienced yet with the crypto world, and I want to avoid as much as possible any scams when I'll make the first moves regarding to crypto transfers. And I was wondering if you could repeat or somehow elaborate on how to avoid scams and spot them. That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, pleasure. Let me give you that. Okay. First of all, if you're new to this, you're going to be asked sometimes by emails. They're going to send you links, right? Even a Binance, even any, they're going to send you links stating that you need to update your details. Firstly, that's nonsense. It doesn't work like that, scam. Okay. Secondly, if you say someone comes to you and they tell you, you see this opportunity here, you can make 300% in 4 days. You put 1 Bitcoin in, your Bitcoin will grow to 4 Bitcoin. And I mean, people's thinking this is happy. No, that is a scam, right? A coin or a token can reach that on its own if you're holding it. If the company's token goes up or the coin goes up, yes, that could happen for the coin itself. But not when someone tells you that you're going to make 300% or 400% APY in 3-4 days, put it in 7 days, you're going to make 1,200. It's too good to be true. You stay away. Don't even waste your time to click on that link. Secondly, there is levels. You'll see many companies coming out, people coming out, or organizations coming out, and they say, look here, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. At level 6, you're earning 1,000%. Now, anything that goes below 2 levels, it's a scam. Because, I mean, you can think for yourself, if it goes all the way down from level 1 to level 10, how's the company making money? Because I know you got level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. So and obviously the company can't be making money, so it tells you straight out that's a scam. Okay, your next big one is when you're using wallets like Trust Wallet, like MetaMask, that sort of wallet. Okay, the difference is a MetaMask, a Trust Wallet, those sort of wallets, there's many out there. You own the seed phrase, your private key, and your seed phrase. So you own the keys to your wallet. Okay, on an exchange like Binance, Qcoin, that sort of places, you don't own your money. The exchange owns your money because they own the keys. You don't own the keys. So if you, example, Trust Wallet, and you got crypto in there, you got your keys, you got your phrases. Keep that safe. If you ever come across any website that asks you, okay, we're going to connect your wallet now. Okay, I need your phrase. You tell them to go blow doppies. Because as soon as you give them your phrase, they've got access to your wallet and your money is gone. You never give out your phrase, not even to your wife, your brother, your mother, your uncle, no one. You keep your phrase safe, you write it down on a piece of paper, because if you take a screenshot, it can be stolen. If you go put it on your phone's notepad, it will be stolen. It can be hacked. You write it on a piece of paper and you go put it under your floorboard and you keep it safe. So that's just a few ways to actually just keep safe and avoid scams.
Wow, thank you so much for these very helpful insights. And you were mentioning the levels of some organizations or companies. What are you referring to specifically with the levels?
Okay, so this company will tell you, you invest 1 Bitcoin, okay? You're in now, right? You're earning on level 1, you're earning X amount of interest. Now you bring in more people under you, they bring in a Bitcoin, you earn from their level 2. That level goes to level 3. So you bring in more people to the company, they pay, that's level 3. So now you're earning more APY on level 3. Now you bring in more people. Yeah, by level 3, they already know something's not right. Because now the company is just taking money and you're getting a percentage, because as your levels goes down, your percentage you're getting is higher. So this doesn't make sense now, because now how can this company now be paying out? Eventually you get to level 10, you're getting almost 1,000% of what the people put in. So how's this company going to pay you that? And this, with millions of people or thousands of people. So that is not sustainable.
It looks like a pyramid scheme.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Wow,
So
are you
much.
guys getting this very good? And thank you for the questions, because I mean, this is really helpful in terms of, because this again, some of us have started, some of us have not, and we're just really keen on knowing how to. And especially, I think that's a very important question for anyone to say, how do you avoid a scam? How do you know a scam? And I think that's a very good question. Now, Morne, I mean, I'm very interested in what is available. Talking about liquid swap and some of these things, what's available on Binance that you think, for those who know a little bit, might be worth, looking out for. You mentioned the other day something about, I don't know, you call it lossless something. I don't know what it was. It was a very nice concept that I thought, I had never known about that, because some of the guys here are doing staking. And maybe before we get to that, I think just make a note of that. Is there anybody else who has another question, that might be that you want to just put out before Morne is on to a little bit more advanced tips and ideas and opportunities and things like that we can begin to think about. Jeremy, go for it.
Yes, Tim, I would like Morne to maybe elaborate more on the whole NFT space. I heard him mention it earlier, especially with the younger millennials who are investing, just to maybe help us, understand more this space, especially in these countries where it's not that much in vogue. I know in the US, we always hear these stories of NFTs there, but from our respective countries where it's not such a big concept yet, how do we get into that space? And practically speaking, with our little investments amount and not the big amounts that some people are paying for these NFTs.
Okay, welcome. Yeah. So your best way, if you, like you say, you know, the smaller countries, is smaller, even South Africa, you know, we're not big, we're not America that can spend on NFT punk. I mean, NFT punk 2 years ago was, you know, not even $1. It's not selling for under $300,000 now, and the companies are buying it. Okay, so what happened is, again, I have to mention that Binance started BSC, Binance Smart Chain. It's a network like ETH, but ETH, as we all know, it's ridiculous. With, you know, if you want to do a transaction, just take note of what I'm telling you now. Your best times to do transactions on ETH network, okay, is do not do it on a Tuesday. Do not do it on a Thursday.
ETH, for the sake of those who don't know, is Ethereum. Sorry. Yeah.
I just want to. So yeah, so Ethereum, ETH, most people call it the rich man's network because it's just too expensive. But so just make a note of it, guys. Use it don't use it on a Tuesday, on a Thursday. Use it rather on a Saturday and a Sunday, from 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. Okay, that's your cheapest networks, and it's not so congested. Now, to get back to his question, so I want to buy an NFT on OpenSea. OpenSea is an NFT platform. Okay, or I want to go buy it on Bakery Swap, or I want to create one. You can go create NFTs on Bakery Swap. You can create your own artwork, and you can attach a smart contract to it, and you can go sell it. Okay. Now, if you use ETH, it's going to cost you $20, $30, $40 just to send it off to put it on for sale. Here comes Binance, and it says, brilliant. Okay, we'll create our own, like Ethereum, network called the Binance Smart Chain. But the fees is next to nothing. It's a few cents. So if you're really interested in NFT, you go to Binance, go to Pancake Swap, do NFTs, which has got the BSC, the Binance Smart Chain. So you can create an NFT or purchase an NFT where your gas fees is going to be a few cents compared to your gas fees of Ethereum and other sorts of networks. So your best way is see what NFT it is, see if it's a Binance Smart Chain NFT, and do your research on NFTs, and that's the best way I would suggest getting started in NFT. Don't use the Ethereum network. Ethereum network, it's very expensive.
Okay, no, thank you. Thank you.
Morne, I'm very interested in this staking thing. I think there was something you mentioned around, was it liquid swap, and you call it lossless something. I can't remember what the word you used. I thought it was very interesting. And also, do you have any coins that you think we should think about? That if somebody is getting started, you know, that they should consider. And what's your criteria if you're looking for a coin to invest in?
Okay, let me explain to you. Okay, so on the Binance, if you're not going to go futures straight on, you're not going to do margin, isolated, that sort of stuff, which is high risk. There's many opportunities. There's an opportunity called dual swap. Okay, dual swap is something that you put in Ethereum, or you put in whatever coin it offers there, BTC, and you put in one. I'm just making an example. And if the strike, this is a bit complicated, but I'll just explain to you. If the strike price at 8 days later is higher, you get the coin plus your interest back. If the strike price is lower, you can choose what you want back. You want it in BUSD back, or you want it in ETH back. But that one is a bit, you stay away from, don't stay away from it, but go do more research on that one. Then there's one called liquid swap. Now, what liquid swap is, I love liquid swap. You can take, for example, the coin LTC. Okay, so I've got $100, $50, or $20. Let's go with a smaller coin, which is now 0 point something. Let's say Shiba, because it's available. I've got a $10. I don't have much. Now I go to liquid swap. There's 3 options there. I can either put in together, I can put Shiba and USDT, or whatever they offer, Shiba and BUSD, or Shiba or ETH or Shiba and whatever token they offer there. Or I can just put in Shiba, or I can just put in USDT. Say, for example, now I've only got USDT. Now I'm going to go liquid swap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to liquid swap. I'm going to take my $20. I'm going to say I'm entering $20 into Shiba. I enter that. I see my APY for this one is starting at 225%. So what that means is I entered it. That system takes my $20. He liquid swaps it for me. Half Shiba, he buys Shiba for me, and he keeps my other half of my USDT. So now I've got 10 USDT and I've got $10 worth of Shiba. Plus, I've got this percentage there that actually goes lower as the coin comes out, the percentage is 275%. But now here, so what you got now is you now got USDT, you got Shiba, plus you got your APY there. So you're earning, right? Now what we call this is, the only thing that can happen here is called impermanent loss. You can't suffer permanent loss. You can only suffer impermanent loss. So what that means is, if Shiba, at the time I bought it, Shiba was X amount. So Shiba goes up in value. That means I bought Shiba for $10 at that time. I've got Shiba. It went up in value. I've still got Shiba, but Shiba's price is now up in value. Okay, so plus, right? But now Shiba's price went down. Okay, it declined a bit. I can't lose anything. The only thing I'm losing is actually nothing, because the price is the same if I hold a coin and the price goes up or down. But what's lovely about liquid swap is that APY you get, plus you got a coin you never would have maybe bought, and yeah, you still got your USDT, and at the end of it you can say cancel the order. You can choose, I want everything back in USDT, or I would like to keep my 50% Shiba, my 50% the USDT, and you can withdraw your profit daily of your APYs. So I mean, liquid swap is the way to go, especially with the prices now.
Those are crazy APYs, Morne. So
Yeah.
liquid swap, is that something specific to Binance, or is this something that is just out there? Because I haven't really not done much on this space, and I'm sure most of the guys are wondering, wow, you can talk about numbers, I'm not even sure. Maybe just explain around a little bit liquid swap. Is it Binance only, or how does it work?
Yeah, look, I've seen other places that does offer liquid swap, but I go for trusted, you know what I mean? So I only Binance. So you must remember now, it's not always 275. If you sit one day like I do, and I just check my phone and you see, hey, Binance just added a new pair now, say PAL, BUSD.
I see. Okay.
Oh, it's 270, but it gradually goes down. Like an hour goes down, it goes down to 170. As 2 hours go down, it goes down. But it never goes all the way down to naught. You know what I mean? So you must always,
that makes sense.
Yeah, always keep your eye on it and try and get in, even if it's a small amount. Try and get in when an APY is high. We're not actually just after the APY, because this is a nice platform. Now you got coins you never would have bought, and that coin can skyrocket, and you in a plus. So it's impermanent loss. You can't lose.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Morne. I'm just gonna revert back to the room. Some of you are lost. Clearly, I understand. That's why it's a summit, not the Wednesday class we do. This is really meant to bring in the people who are doing the amazing things in this frontier, and Morne is one of those people who is really doing amazing work, and he understands a lot. So definitely, it's worthwhile, plugging in. Don't run away. I think I'm going to ask Julia. You had a question, and the recordings will be available and all of that, and then we'll also try to follow through on some of these ideas. That I think, are actionable, because I mean, again, there's no fluff here. It's actually just really, really hands-on things that Morne has tried and he understands. So Julie, I think go ahead with your question. And if anybody else has a question, just raise your hand so that I know.
Thanks, team. Sorry, guys, for dialing in late. Morne, so transacting on Binance is really expensive, you know, compared to other platforms that are there, like your local platforms. So what I've noticed with the Binance cards, withdrawals are restricted based on the country you are in, and peer-to-peer is really much more costly compared to, you know, your card withdrawals. So my question is, do you know any other ways that you can transact on Binance, you know, just bearing in mind the cost?
Hi, yes, you know, each exchange does have its own cost, and I know what you mean. If you withdraw a certain coin like ETH, it's 0.005 for the transaction fee, which is costly, you know? So your best way, what Binance brought out now, is called Binance Pay, and that costs next to nothing. So you know, look at Binance Pay. If you're going to do it from, you know, when you don't want to pay any, like, because you can use ETH, you can use whatever's on offer there, and that's like almost no fees. And then you must also look at what a lot of people don't understand is they go and withdraw ETH because they want to go put it in, I'm making example, a place like Luno. Okay, your fees is high. What you should do is you go see in Luno, what is the coins available there? And what most of my clients do is, if I want to take some ETH out from Binance and I want to send it to Luno because I want to sell it there and get it into my bank account, what do I do? In Binance, I swap whatever amount I want. I swap it to XRP, Ripple, because sending Ripple costs next to nothing, 0.25 Ripple. So if you send Ripple, if you sell your coin, whatever you want to sell, ETH you want to withdraw, you sell it to Ripple, you send Ripple over to Luno, excuse me, and you sell it there, no transaction.
That's interesting.
Any other questions? Julia, if you want to ask, of course. Any other questions on the floor, guys?
No, thanks, Tim. I think I'm done. He definitely answered my question. I didn't try to do that, and also I was not aware of Binance Pay. So I'm definitely gonna try it out. So thank you.
Perfect.
If I'm not wrong, Binance Pay is very new in the market. It's just come out and it's meant to be where you can use your crypto directly and buy stuff, I think. I don't know if my understanding is correct. Maybe just to explain a little bit about how recent it is and what you can use it for and so on. Jeremy has a question. Anybody else who has a question, just raise a hand as I give to Jeremy. Jeremy, go ahead.
Oh, okay, thanks. I thought maybe you had asked Morne a question, then I'll ask my question after he responds to what you are saying, or was it a comment? I'm not so sure.
No, you'll sandwich it. I think you can ask your question. You'll just comment on Binance Pay, how recent is what it does, and so on.
Okay. Right. Yes, Morne, I think Tim had asked a question about coins. What coins can one consider, especially for the beginners? You know, if you maybe have a cluster of coins that you think could be somebody could look into. And then my other question is I wanted to find out, because you keep mentioning your clients and so forth, could you maybe share with us your platforms, your communication platforms or community platforms where you do share a bit more knowledge, so that maybe we could also, you know, benefit from that? Thanks.
Oh, yes. Okay. I'm sure they will, at the end of the call, they can put the Twitter link and my Telegram, and then we can just post it and you guys can contact me there. Okay. Okay, Binance, the question is Binance Pay. So it is still new. And you asked about little crypto gems, tokens and coins, which is looking up and how to see them. So your first thing what you do with a coin is you go look at the token or coinomics of a coin or a token. You go see what is its market cap, what is its circulating amount. And then you go look at its history. You go see, what does it actually do? Does it serve a purpose? Can it help? Something like Dodge, a meme. It much serve a purpose. It was just there, it was always there, and it was made as a joke, and it was made as a payment system. Also, a cheap payment system. So it was a payment system. So you look at the coins like Solana, and it's got a purpose. It's got gaming, it's got NFTs attached to it, and that's a good coin. You go look at a coin called X, okay, Xologist. Okay. This coin is one of the first coins that actually takes money. It makes money from banks. Okay, this coin called X. It actually takes all the banks and whatever money is in there, the interest that comes, it makes money. Or it's a very difficult thing to explain. Yeah, it takes long to do, but it's a coin to look at because it's the first of its kind. You know, you want to look at coins and just go to see what history has it got, what purpose does it give, what is the market cap, what is the circulating supply, what is the total supply, and that sort of information. You know, do your own research on that sort of coins because you can buy one for 0.1, which never goes anywhere and falls down, or you can buy a coin for $1,000, which goes to $20,000. So it's always good to just do your homework on coins and just look at those sort of factors. You know, market cap, coin distribution, and that's your best to do.
Thank you. Thank you, Morne. Yeah, so I think I want to open for like a last round of questions from the floor, and especially with a focus on guys who have not really spoken anything. If you, and again, you can comment. I mean, I'll allow both. I'll allow questions, comments, whatever. If you feel you're lost or something, just reach out. You can use the chat if you want to type, if you don't want to speak. Because again, the idea why we did this is to really, it's meant to be inspirational. And again, the nature, I think for those who looked out, I was clear that this was going to be in-depth, you know, deep dive, that kind of thing. The other sessions which come tomorrow and the day after will not necessarily be of the same format. We probably would not be able to ask about coins and which one should you buy and all those tips on scams, because it will probably be a little bit more abstract on investing and larger concepts and not just the specifics of the coin. So I want to really, guys, don't hold back, you know, we don't have Morne every day, you know, in as much as he's willing to share his handle. So I think let's go, you know, if you have a question, just go for it, you know, let's, the next couple of minutes, we're still in good time. Let's really maximize this moment. Somebody's raised a hand. Wait, Jeremy, wait. Any other person before I get back to Jeremy? Especially the newer guys. I mean, this is an open forum. I mean, there are no rules. You just can ask your question, whatever it is that you want to ask. Charlotte, Rose, Raphael, Purity, welcome, Denise, and all these other people we haven't connected in a while, and those of you who have joined for the first time. Any other question? I know Jeremy has raised his hand. Okay, Jeremy, I think go ahead.
Yes, no, thank you, Tim. And I'm taking advantage of this opportunity, as you can see. I'm asking as many questions as I can. Yes, Morne, you know, in our webinars and in our engagements, we've talked about bundled options, bundled products in crypto. And I'm sure you are familiar with Revix and some other platforms that offer such bundled options, you know. What's your experience, first of all, with such products? And if maybe you have some experience in there, what can you advise us on such products? Because I saw them, especially the Revix bundle of products, as an easier way for somebody to initiate and enter the crypto world, you know, because especially if you want to save and invest for a long term, then you can use this option, and there is less technical requirements compared to going into a specific exchange such as Binance or any other like altcoin trader. For some people, maybe it gets a bit too much. They see all these figures and all these graphs, and it's like, oh my goodness, you know. So I just wanted to find out your experience having been in this industry of crypto for the years that we've mentioned with bundled products, and your advice, if any. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Mostly I myself, I've had clients and people that's done bundles. Bundles can be good. It can work. It depends on where in the country you are and what you're looking at and what you want to do. Bundles mostly are long-term and less technical. So if you're a beginner and like say you don't have too much cash and you want to treat crypto like you should treat it like a business, and it will treat you back. You know, don't go in and say big bundle. I want to be rich overnight and all those sort of things. You know, it's a journey and there is a destination. So, but coming back to bundles, I myself haven't done bundles. I focus more on my staking and my pooling and my investments, and my liquid swaps and that sort of thing. But my advice for people doing bundles in your country, wherever you are, make sure that the company is legit. It's there. Make sure you're ready for it for long term, and you can invest for long term in this product. And then if it works for you, it works for you. Everyone's got their own way of doing things, but yes, it is a long term, and yeah, it can be profitable.
Excellent.
Thank you, Morne.
Any other questions, guys? Because yeah, we probably give a few more minutes in terms of just almost heading towards a wrap up. If there are no more questions, let's see. Okay, Julia. Oh,
I have a question. What's your strategy for someone who is a beginner? What's your strategy? Like, how can, I don't know if to ask this question, but what can you advise someone who is a newbie, not quite a newbie, but just just to advise someone, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, hi, welcome. Look, I helped many. I'm a mentor to some, and I've helped many. I mean, they've bought houses, they invest in property now. They're happy, you know. So I would say for newbies, it depends the time a newbie comes into me, and you know, at sometimes you get newbies. Bitcoin is $1,000 upside. So what I would say, okay, I know this coin, I know this. I can only give you advice, but for newbies, I will never put them in a situation where it would be risk. I would tell you, you know what? I know that this coin, Solana, is going to go up, and you go take $1,000 and you go put it into futures and you long it 125 times. You know, that I would never advise anyone to do, or newbie. Now a newbie comes to me and he says, look, I need to make some money. And I do understand that the risk is on the client. It's not me. I can only advise. So for newbies, I would advise, go do your farming. I'd say you go, like I mentioned earlier, you go buy cake. Okay. Cake is new. It is now 1 year old. It's, you know, I bought cake at a few cents. It's now almost 400 Rand, one cake. So what newbies should do is, you know, you got amount. I'm just making an example now. If you had 150,000 Rand that time, you bought cake, you put it in auto pool, it actually automatically generated for you. Automatically, it just stakes for you. It generates and it stakes. It generates and it stakes. So your cake gets more. Okay. The value of cakes goes up. So if you had 150,000 Rand or 100,000 or 50,000, say 3 months ago, and you put it into cake, when cake was 100 Rand and it's now almost 400 Rand, you know for yourself, you know, even with 150,000 Rand, in 4 or 5 months from now, or 6 months from now, like the things are going in the BSC network and the Binance Smart network, you'll never have to work again. That is just one suggestion on the safe way. I would tell my clients to, you know, it's going to take a little bit of a while. It's going to take some time, but you're not going to lose anything.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing, James.
Okay, so
Morne.
another question, Morne. So you advising your clients, does it mean that you charge your clients when you advise them, when they come to Binance or when they come to you? Are you a separate entity? Not a separate entity. Yeah, a separate entity, or you work go in hand with Binance, or you know, like, do you charge when you advise people on crypto, or you just like us when we are in a community and we just do it to advise one another for free or something? I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so I'm a Binance Angel. On my Binance platform, as we are volunteers, right? So anything Binance related, I am there. I'm on the group. I help you. We don't charge for helping people for Binance. You know, we take your query, we put it out there. We do what we volunteered for. Okay, but I do. If I must sit one-on-one, because I like doing this, because I only take like 5 to 6 clients on at a time, make their money, and they go on. I teach them, well, everything they need to know about the graphs and what is candlesticks and what is the Chinese and what is head and shoulders and all these sort of things, which is your airdrops and your trading, your pools, your swaps. Your places like Fox Token just dropped 600-700 Fox. If you ever made whoever is on here, whoever made a trade on Fox, go check your address. Such things like airdrops. I mean, 1 inch dropped. Big money just for airdrops. And I hope you guys, well, that's another topic. So what I do is I only take a few clients and I actually sit with them one-on-one. And it's a small donation for my time, because all of my clients make their money back in a few days if they listen to the advice. But yes, Binance, it's completely a separate entity. So there I am support on Binance. You got any problems there, you come to me or the other angel, and we escalate it or help wherever we can. But if it comes down to where you're actually going to go and I have to sit with you one-on-one to go through this, and I have to sit, you know, it takes time and expertise to do this. So there's a small donation there just for the time, but I only take a few clients on, just because I can give my attention to each individual client.
Yeah, thank you, Morne. I actually wanted to just thank you also, because when I knew you through the Binance Angel, the Binance group, and when we chatted, you are very gracious because you understood what it meant to nurture a community of people who are seeking to learn a subject like this one. And especially many people have been scammed and lost money. So I really respect what you do, and that's why you've won the award that you've won, and that's why you're highly regarded. So I just wanted to thank you on behalf of the community that you actually took the time to really reach out to us and even give us this time. I think there was somebody, it was Julia, I think you wanted to ask about Pancake Swap, and Aristarchus, welcome, my brother. So Julia, you wanted to ask something about, okay, and then Roderick also wants to ask a question. Yes,
thank you.
You're welcome. Julia, go for it, and then we'll have Roderick. Yeah, I think you want to know about Pancake Swaps and all these other things. Go for it.
Yes, Tim, I want to know about Pancake Swaps. If you know anything about Pancake Swaps, it's not an area that I, explored like I did with your cryptocurrency. So I just want to know if you know about, or you heard about it, and if you do, can you just, maybe briefly tell us how it works? I'm really just interested to know how it works.
Okay, yes. No, I do know everything about Pancake Swap and all swaps. I mean, that's mostly what I do. Again, because I am here to help my clients understand what is crypto. I'm here to help my clients and the people all around the world to not lose money. That is my goal in this life. It is not to make people lose money. I want people to smile. I want people to be free. I want people to buy houses they never had. I want people to be independent of any hold that this fiat money has on us. So yes, Pancake Swap, very good. Why I say this? Because there's minimal risk on it. I'll just explain to you quickly. You go buy a pancake. You go buy it at 10 cents. Okay, because it's Pancake Swap and it runs on the BSC network. Ethereum has been running for many years, Ethereum, and that's how it grew in popularity and it got its following and it went up and it went up because it's got its own network, right? Where you pay exuberant network fees just to do a trade. It is out of the reach for the normal person to pay. Say I've got $20 of Ethereum and I want to go withdraw that $20. It's almost going to cost me $20 to withdraw $20. So it makes no sense to me at all. Now you get your BSC, your Binance Smart Chain, that costs you a fraction. I mean, I do on Pancake Swap, I buy Pancake Swaps, I approve my transaction, which cost me 90 cents. To approve a transaction in Ethereum would cost you $21. So Pancake Swap works like this. There's there's pools, right? You can swap your coin. There's swaps, then there's pools where you can actually go pool. And all APYs, your apparel earning, it changes from time to time. They do add new pools all the time where you can actually pool item and whichever other coin you want. Then you earn cake, okay? Or you can pool cake with item and then you earn item. Then you can go do farming. You can add liquidity to your farm. So you go to farming and you say, I'm going to farm. What I'm currently farming is TWT and BNB. So I'm farming TWT full on with BNB full on. And what am I earning? I'm earning cake. So every day or every second day, I go to my farm and I go see how much cake I earned. As soon as I see I've got 1 or 2 or 3 cake, because the transaction is so low, I take that cake out and I go put it into my pool that is pooling cake. So every day I'm adding, it's automatically pooling for me because say I've got 1,000 cake. Tomorrow I've got 1,300, 1,003. The next day I've got 1,006 because it's automatically pooling for me. Then I go to my farm, I go take out cake there, I go push that back into my farm, into my pool. So this is how your pooling is growing, your amount of cake is growing, and because cake goes up or down, doesn't matter, but it's only going to go up. Now I've got, every day I'm earning cake, every day cake, or 4 months from now, cake is going up. So I started with cake at $1, cake is now $22. I've been earning cake every day, I've been farming cake every day. I mean, yeah, that's farming. It's just a short intro.
Yeah, I see the comment from Julia. It's like, I'll start caking now. I've been procrastinating. So I'm also going to join. I mean, I think, to be honest, most of us don't really know as much about, in fact, Pancake Swap and cake, because I mean, some of you are wondering, why are we talking about cakes here? It's not the ones you make at home, but it's ones that make you money. So that's very useful. I think this is something we need to really step into and learn a little bit more on. Did you want to say something? Roderick wants to ask a question. You go ahead, Roderick.
Good evening. I like the discussion, actually. I've been burning my fingers badly with currency trading. I like the idea of mining. Now, where is the starting line for this? Because I'm afraid, I'm not sure whether I arrived at the station and the train is gone already. So where is the starting line for a newbie like me?
Okay, are you talking about mining? Where you mean that you're going to earn gigahash and you say you're going to put Ethereum in, you're going to earn a certain amount of gigahash and it actually increases the whole time? There's many different forms of mining.
Yeah.
This is also on Binance again. I will go there because most of my stuff I do on there. You can also go to Bitcoin. They just launched where you can actually mine BTC, LTC, or ETH. So what happens is there you put in your ETH. Say for example, you put in, okay, again I'll use 1 ETH or 1 ETH. Whatever amount you put in, it actually converts it into gigahash for you. You got the hashes. Now the hashes is your power. So you put in 0.1, okay, you leave it there. You need to connect your, you must actually go through the process, but it actually connects to other mining pools, right? So each one of that pools, whatever amount you've got, is going to generate you per day, is going to generate you a mining rewards. So that is actually how gigahash works. So your 0.1 would become 0.1, 0.02, and your the next day it'll become 0.1, 0.04, and that is essentially what the mining is. Then you get your mining where independent people mine. So which is very, very difficult because you've got one mining system which takes so much energy just to keep it going, and you've got 10 people on one mining. So your best way to mine is not to go through an exchange or a big local network that is trusted. And then there's also something called, which you get delegators and you get validators. Okay. On the BSC chain, you can become either a validator or a delegator. So what this means is you validate or you delegate. So just to make it simple for you, say for example, if you go to Trust Wallet, there's a BNB pool in finance. You can delegate starting from one BNB. You can put in one BNB there. If the pool is delegating and it's alive, TWT pool, you earning 14% APY, okay, over a 7-day period. You have to leave it there for 7 days or more. So you're earning 14% APY by validating your one BNB. So there's many different ways of mining. You must just do your own research and make sure you connect to the correct mining.
Thank you. Wow. So guys, I hope when we talk about mining in the sessions we've been running, you won't miss out, because we're going to go including the staking portion, which you just mentioned, because I mean, most of the mining now is happening. It's not Bitcoin, and a few others are using proof of work, as we mentioned, but proof of stake, which is the staking part, is actually what he's mentioning. The other models are proof of history and you are paid for it for being part of the network if you have enough that you put to secure the network and to validate transactions and things like that. So there's quite a lot of money being made out there. I don't know, did Roderick, are you comfortable with that? Does that help you? I know, beginners, we're quite a number here. We have resources that we'll share with you.
Well,
yeah.
Most of the things flew over my head, but I think I'll need to come and drink more coffee and understand these things.
Keep
yes.
caffeine going.
Yeah, so we are almost, I see we still have questions. Bianca, please ask that question, because I think it's a very good one. Unmute and just ask it.
What is the question?
The question is there a difference between mining and farming, or is it the same?
Yes, there is a difference. So mining.
Hi, Morne.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is that your question about mining and farming?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. If you wanted to add to anything, or if that's the question, that's fine. Just go ahead, Morne. Mining and farming. Is there a difference? If so, just explain.
Yeah, there is a difference between mining and farming. So mining requires a lot of energy to be generated, and it requires a lot of what we call the hardware to be done. So a mining pool is essentially a few or a lot of devices, computer devices or mining rigs that is actually on one, connected to one network. Okay, so what happens there is I start a mining pool. I say, all of you guys must join. You put in 0.1, you put in 1, you put in whatever amount you put into the mining goes into our mining pool. So the bigger we get, the more devices we connect. So you come into me, so I'm going to use your device now to generate the mining profit, the gigahashes. New one comes in, we're going to use their device to connect their device to generate the gigahashes. And so the network grows and it grows and it grows. And that is essentially what mining is. Now, if you go to farming, what farming is it doesn't require anyone to have hardware. I can go to a legitimate farm and I can take my token, again, cake, and I can say I've got 1,000 cake, and I'm going to go to your platform, which is Pancake Swap, and I'm going to put my 1,000 of cake in there. It requires no hardware from my side or from anyone else's side, because the farming is done on the platform itself. So it doesn't take the generating of electricity, and my device must connect to that device, and that device must connect to that device, and it's actually done for you in the farm. So that is essentially the difference between farming and mining.
Thank you, Morne. So I think let me, unless there's a burning last question, because we're actually running out of time, I want to just use the last set of the last few minutes to do housekeeping. Maybe type your question if you still have a question. I think I'm just going to share my screen again here, and then we will we'll just head towards a wrap up, because I don't want us to delay and take too long, because tomorrow is another day, and we have a lot to share again tomorrow. So I'll just go back and thank you so much, Morne. I think you've really educated us today. Have you guys enjoyed that? Find it useful?
Oh, yes, very much so. Thank you so much.
I'm sure a lot of your brains are buzzing. That was the whole idea. We just really kind of upset the system. You know, the Wednesdays were too comfortable. Go step by step, but today it's like Pancake Swap, farming and mining and all these things. And I think a lot of you are really thinking very hard. But the idea is, I think, Morne, just ping me please ping me on the chat or whatever. Ping me your Telegram group. Ping me your handle. I think I have it somewhere. It's deep in the messages. I'll make sure that I get this through to everybody, so that you know. Okay, babe, just go ahead. I think you wanted to ask something. Just keep it brief, because we are. I don't want to.
Just a quick one. Morne, is the farming the same as robotic? Like, is it a robot? Because you're saying that the farming is being done for you, like you put a coin there, then it's being traded for you or something. So is it like robotic trading or something?
Okay, so you're asking if farming is like the robots that's out there. Okay, it's not. It's got a similar principle to it, because if you go to farming, you're actually farming whatever coin you want to farm. Right, so if you go again with, just stay with cake, you are actually farming cake, right? So if you go to a bot, you're putting in, the only difference there is if you go to farming, you're going to farm cake. In your bots, you can use USDT, or you can use your BTC, or you can use your ETH, or you can use whatever that bot offers. And you go in with an entry price in the bot. Okay, so if that entry price of the bot is $2.1, and that goes down, again, there you can't lose, but now the price on your bot went down to 0.1. So you're going to see red on the one side, and you're going to see your entry price on this side. Okay, so your bot's still going to run depending on what investment you put in there. So that the bot is different in a way that if the price that you went in on drops down, right, you're not making profit on your bot. Okay, so with farming, it doesn't matter if the price goes down, because you've got an APY right there. So even if the price goes down, it just means the price went down, but you still earn on your farming, right? In a bot, it's a different story.
Yeah. Morne, I just can say this. Firstly, from the community, there's a lot of love back. People are really, really learning a lot and really appreciating. So thank you so much. Secondly, I think we must have you back. We must have you back. We create some occasion or whatever setup. You teach us again. I think probably we'll narrow down the subject to, now that we know each other, we'll narrow down the subject.
You know what?
in terms of area of focus, and you can teach us maybe in more detail.
You know
Yeah.
what? Knowledge gained and knowledge not shared is not knowledge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's really our feeling as well as a community, as a crypto community. So guys, allow me just like literally 2 minutes to wrap up. Firstly, with a hearty thank you to Morne. If you guys want to send claps or whatever it is, please do that as I just kind of ran this set of slides. So I think I'll just do housekeeping here and then tell us what to expect for tomorrow and the day after. Eric can just send me a message to say, well done, guys. She's speaking on Thursday. So it takes a village. So our philosophy in the community, and it's what Morne just said, is that we believe it takes a village and each one of us, reaching one to another. That's what we breathe and live in the community. And we are seeking to reach Africa as such. That's really the thinking. And I am because we are, that's really the ethic that we embody. And our goal is simple. We want to reach ordinary, everyday people with this message and tell them that, there's a lot of opportunity that is facing them, whether broadly in crypto as we know it, or the specific segments that we've touched on, whether it was NFTs or farming or mining or whatever, any of these other concepts that we've touched on today. And then I think I just want to, this is just how we are growing and how we are doing. I'm not going to major on that today. I'll probably talk about it tomorrow. So in terms of expectation, this probably be the last slide, is tomorrow. So Morne has gone deep today. So today has been a deep conversation. So think of depth, think of detail, think of all of that. Tomorrow, I think will be a little bit lighter. Will be a little bit more conceptual. We'll talk about blockchain tomorrow. We'll talk about blockchain. We'll talk about its applications. We'll talk about NFTs. We'll talk about Web 3.0. We'll talk about decentralized finance, but this will be a little bit more conceptual. It will not be like, which coin should I buy? How do I exchange this other one? It will be a little bit more conceptual. But again, I don't want to prejudice it. Stefan is very knowledgeable. Please come tomorrow. Come on time. I would really urge each one of you to come on time so that you don't lose value. And then, yeah, I think let's build from there. Then Thursday, just for the sake of, communicating and being clear, Erican is gonna speak to us about investment, and this is big, we're talking big numbers now. So please, again, join on time. But for today and for now, I want to thank Morne. I want to thank everybody through today. Thank you so much for making time. It's been absolutely inspirational. It's been phenomenal. Personally, I've learned a lot. I look forward to listening to the recording myself, actually, going back to the notes and the things that you shared. Thank you so much. I think I would not really drag it any further other than to thank each one of you that's making time tonight.
Thank you, guys. Have a good evening, and I hope you learned. There's much more to learn. That's only the beginning.
I can say that again. Please.
Thank you, Morne.
Thank you, Morne. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleasure, pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monet. It was good, man.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oof. Let's stop this recordings.
Thank you. Thanks, Tim.
Cool, cool. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Cheers, Tim. Thanks.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
I'm out.